Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Senior Airman Lauren Watkins from the 4th Force Support Squadron. It is my distinct honor to welcome you to the promotion ceremony of Chaplain Captain Thomas A. Webb to the rank of Major. Throughout the ceremony, you will be given cues to stand and be seated at the appropriate times. During the national anthem, military members stand at attention while all others should stand and place their right hand over their heart. At this time, we would like to recognize several distinguished guests who are present here today. Please welcome the 355th Wing Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant James Lyda. Representing the 12th Air Force's Southern, Colonel Lori Richter. And the pastor of the historic Mount Calvary Missionary Baptist Church of Tucson, the Reverend Dr. Marvin Hughley. We would also like to extend a special welcome to Chaplain Webb's wife, Janice. His father, Reverend Alfred Webb. His sisters, Cheryl Graham and Charisse Webb. We would also like to welcome all commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, friends, and coworkers here with us today as we celebrate the occasion of Chaplain Webb's promotion to the rank of Major. The presiding officer for today's ceremony is Chaplain Lieutenant Colonel Timothy J. Porter, 355th Wing Chaplain. Please stand for the arrival of the official party, presentation of colors, singing of the national anthem by Staff Sergeant Michelle Attis, and invocation by Senior Master Sergeant Lorenzo Peterson.
Present the colors.
Reset. Heart.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hold. Heart.
Would you please bow your heads in prayer? Heavenly Father, we know that promotion comes from the Lord, and we pause to give you thanks and to recognize a very important milestone in Chaplain Webb's career as he is promoted from captain to major. For many years, this man of God has served this great nation, and we ask that you continue to bless Chaplain Webb with added strength and wisdom to carry out his increased responsibilities. We pray that Chaplain Webb's capacity to lead continues to expand, and most importantly, that his relationship with you, O Lord, always remains first in his life. And we realize that this accomplishment would be impossible without the help and loving support of family. Therefore, we thank you for Chaplain Webb's family, especially his spouse, Janice Webb, who sacrificed so much for their family. May she continue to be a source of strength and comfort for Chaplain Webb. Finally, Lord, bless those he leads and counsels with grace and the resolve to never give up on life. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Thank you, Davis Monthan Honor Guard, Staff Sergeant Attis, and Senior Master Sergeant Peterson. It is our pleasure to introduce today's presiding official, Chaplain Lieutenant Colonel Timothy J. Porter.
Thanks, everyone, for coming out today on this special day for the Webb family and for Chaplain Webb in particular. I want to thank, there's several of you that are here that attend the gospel service and are great support to him. We appreciate you coming out for this special day, and then also he's been attached to the med group and ops group and various places like that, and I see many cheerful faces here from those locations as well. And I also want to thank Major Wyman, the administrative commander for the wing staff agencies, and also the commander of the comptroller squadron for coming here today to support this event as well. And Janice, congratulations. I know you've been such a source of support and encouragement to him, and so we rejoice with you at this day. It's been long awaited. Here it is. It's kind of like a wedding day almost, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit. You don't want to mess it up. I know, I feel the pressure. I also want to welcome Chaplain Webb's father. He's a Vietnam veteran, and so honor due you for your years of service, but also for your years of service as a veteran and serving during Vietnam. So grateful for your service and that you're here today. Also, there were two surprise visitors that came in that Chaplain Webb wasn't expecting, his sister Cheryl and Charisse. So thank you for surprising him. Yeah, that's just awesome. So anyway, this is a family affair, and we are just grateful for you coming to support this special day for him as well. It's an honor for me to preside in this promotion ceremony today as Chaplain Webb transforms into a major before your eyes. Over this past 18 months, as Chaplain Webb and I have prayed together and walked through the pre-promotion board process, it has been one joyful experience after another, just surprises. And he and I have been able to say yes. And that leads to today. So we're very thankful for today. It's an Air Force tradition to summarize a promotee's career. But before I do that, I'm going to highlight some of the unique capabilities that he has. And, you know, I don't even know if he knows he has these unique capabilities. We'll see. You know, if you affirm this, say amen at the end.
Right.
Chaplain Webb is the ultimate religious superhero action figure. As a spiritual warfare officer chaplain, he possesses rescue and attack capabilities to support the spiritual readiness and well-being of the human weapon system on this wing. As a religious superhero, Chaplain Webb can tap into prayer frequencies in order to scramble our adversaries' lies and deceptive signals that lead airmen astray.
Wow.
It even gets better. He drops prayer bombs on target to root out the emotional insurgents of confusion, hurt, anger, despair, grief, anxiety, and depression in order to restore hope and healing to our airmen and their families. He has the ability to call in close air support from heaven for those in need of God's presence, power, and assistance. As a chaplain spiritual warfare superhero, he has a search and rescue role as he identifies those who have lost their way in the dark or who have been taken captive by the enemy. And when requested, as a spiritual PJ, he drops into their lives to administer spiritual first aid. You didn't know that's what chaplains did you? You thought we handed out candy. It's more than that. So this is for all of you Dental Squadron Plaque Buster members. Chaplain Webb leads and serves on an elite team of Chaplain Corps Ghostbusters. Okay, he didn't know that. That's
No, sir.
top secret information. It just
Wow.
came in.
Classified.
So I'll share some truth about Chaplain Webb. Chaplain Webb enlisted in the United States Air Force in 1993 as an inventory management specialist base supply at Altus Air Force Base, so from 93 to 97. And then he then served at Keesler Air Force Base from 97 to 2000 as a military training leader. And following his enlistment, he had a break in service from February 2000 to 2005, and he entered the Air Force Chaplain Candidate Program while attending seminary in Pennsylvania during that time. So following graduation from seminary in 2007, he was commissioned as an Air Force officer and chaplain and served as an IMA chaplain attached to Bolling Air Force Base in Washington, D.C. from 2007 to 2010. A few things that I noticed in his records right from the start. Outstanding pastor and chaplain, gifted speaker. This one caught my eye. It said, quote, carefully acquainted himself with the chaplain program, led ice cream floats ministry to 35 security forces troops. Wow. That's what IMAs do, right? And the part that I resisted on this, it said that he acquainted himself with the chaplain program, and it's like, what?
Right.
That's not
Really?
what we do.
Right.
Make floats for people. We do that a little bit, but I recall a time in my life when I made hot dogs at the flight line. So yeah, it happens. And my wife, who is here today, made fun of me. She said, "You have a flight cap, and guess what? You can start a hot dog stand after you retire." Concluding this IMA period, many accolades, him showing potential for active duty. It said Chaplain Webb is the most gifted IMA chaplain I've served with in my 23 years. So already from the start, just showing himself to care for people and to lead chapel programs. He was accessioned to active duty in January 2011 to Seymour Johnson. And things like were said about him like premier chaplain, visionary officer, top 2% of CGO chaplains I've led in my career. And he was lauded for his outreach to airmen in the dorm and his ministry to married couples, helping married couples with their communication, saving marriages, and supporting them. He also was very much involved with fallen warrior transfers back to the U.S., memorial services, and care for the grieving, and provided crisis counseling for those that looked for help. One of the things that struck me, his decoration out of there, just demonstrates his care for people. And it said he averted 21 suicides. And I was thinking that really sums up the life of a chaplain, but it sums up your ministry there as just helping people think differently, helping people restore the hope that they have that life can get better. And he certainly was involved in that. After this assignment, he went to the United States Air Force Academy, which was a special assignment, and his good work continued. It was said that he was a multi-talented, world-class caregiver leader on an elite USAFA team. He initiated outstanding care to the cadets, and several things that he did. He orchestrated the Air Force's largest religious education program to 968 cadets and 35 volunteers weekly, and making these cadets spiritually fit. and allowing them to practice the free exercise of religion there at the academy. And then other accolades there and statements of his future, number 4 of 20 CGO chaplains I've supervised in 9 years, and then top 5% of CGOs supervised in 17 years. And so all of those are affirmations of the qualities that he brought to the chaplain corps. And then he came to Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. He's led our gospel service, and he had a part in starting our Safe Talk program here, suicide prevention. He also engineered a coping with grief workshop, which grew out of his doctoral studies and also was featured on the Headquarters Chaplain Corps Facebook page for this endeavor. His crowning achievement, in which we just really were thankful, surprised, rejoiced together, was he won the ACC Chaplain CGO of the Year for 2017. So that was quite an endeavor, and we were grateful for them recognizing him as having that kind of quality. In conclusion, I found Chaplain Webb to be a multi-talented chaplain with a can-do attitude. He's a gifted preacher, speaker, and teacher, and he's loved by his congregation and the units that he supports. In addition to his required seminary Masters of Divinity, Chaplain Webb has not only earned a doctorate of ministry, but he also is enrolled in a PhD program with the future goal of teaching in a college or seminary. And so with that, just shows that he's an avid learner, desire to add to his abilities to minister to other people, and so he does that. Simon Sinek, speaker and author of Start With Why and Find Your Way, would be proud of Chaplain Webb because Chaplain Webb knows his why. However, I would add the most important aspect that makes him an exceptional chaplain was something to offer those who look to him for guidance. He knows his who. And I have the rights to write a book about know your who, right? So you can't do it. He knows his who. In his case, he humbly performs his chaplaincy duties because of the God who called him to this ministry and for whom he serves for the spiritual well-being of others. And indeed, he has done that right here at Davis-Monthan. It's about others. That's why we serve. It's about helping them do the best that they can, providing spiritual support to them. And so Chaplain Webb, today we celebrate this achievement with you as you pin on major with future success serving in the Air Force. So I want to thank all of you, and let's celebrate now this achievement.
Thank you, Chaplain Porter. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the publishing of the promotion order.
Publish the order.
The President of the United States, acting upon the recommendation of the Secretary of the Air Force, has placed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, integrity, and abilities of Captain Thomas A. Webb. In view of these special qualities and his demonstrated potential to serve in the higher grade, Captain Thomas A. Webb is promoted to the grade of Major, United States Air Force, effective 1 August 2019, by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. As is our military tradition, Chaplain Porter will now administer the oath of office to Chaplain Webb as he accepts his new rank and position in the United States Air Force.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Thomas A. Webb,
I, Thomas A. Webb,
having been appointed as a Major Chaplain, United States Air Force,
having been appointed Major Chaplain, United States Air Force,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and I take this obligation freely
and I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of this office,
that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of this office,
which I'm about to enter, so help me God.
which I'm about to enter, so help me God.
Mrs. Webb, Reverend Webb, and Cheryl and Sharice, will you please come forward and assist in the pinning on of Chaplain Webb's new rank?
And you may be seated.
I'm on my knees, y'all. I'm on my knees. Y'all put a lamp right there, but it's all. Yes, sir. It does. Underneath. There you go. You don't have to click the bottom for now. Just pin it.
I've never put a uniform together. I wonder who does it the night before.
Now take the jacket off. Take the jacket off. Okay. I have to take it off. I have to put it on the shirt now.
I'm sure he's out of rig with the way you pinned him. It's okay.
Now you unlock those.
This way.
Then your jacket has to go back on. And then the hat. Dad, you can put the rank on my hat. You would think it's kind of, it's kind of awkward. It's kind of music or something.
To him, that's name, I'm very proud of him for achieving this rank. Regardless of what rank he holds in the Air Force, my ID card still say Daddy, so.
And that's Dad's speech for you. Put it on the hat. You don't put it on. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. I need to get up. No. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce Chaplain Major Thomas Webb.
Wow, you may be seated. Like I would tell them in church, I ain't gonna be before you long. Wow.
Take your time, preacher.
Don't you hate that when you're in church sometimes and service is long? They say, take your time, preacher, and folks looking like, wait a minute, it's time to eat. I'm ready to go. Let my people go, right? Wow, wow. So thankful for all of you who are here. So very, 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 very thankful. First off to Colonel, thank you for coming, ma'am. So appreciative of you representing 12th Air Force, and as well as Colonel Pereira. He let me know he was not able to come, but he really wanted to be here. And so very thankful for all of you who are here. My dear friend, Reverend Marvin Hughley, God bless you, Doc. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. My wife, Janice, amen. My dad, Reverend Webb, the Reverend, the elder. My beautiful sisters who surprised me yesterday. They've been working on this for months, and I didn't even know about it. My oldest, right, that's classified information. Two of my three sisters, one was not able to make it, but Cheryl and Sharice, thank you so much. Love y'all dearly. My friends that are here today, all my co-workers, my church family, those who I serve with, I must say I'm very happy that you're here today. So, sir, thank you too. Thank you for being a part of my life and ministry. Yes, sir, I'm very thankful for you. Yes, sir. So, throughout my speech, just for the next few moments, I'll just make some references, and I don't mean to offend you. And if I do, just please charge it to my head and not my heart. And so this was a day that I didn't see coming for many months and even a couple of years. There was a period of my life I thought it was time to say goodbye to the military in general. But I'm so thankful that things did not work out that way. So this is a miraculous day, I must say. I'm so thankful. I'm not going to preach a sermon, so I don't want you to feel like you came to church or anything like that. But I do need to make some references to some very important individuals who have impacted my life in some very special areas, and I have some gifts for those who have as well that are here. But although she's no longer with us, my dear mother, who passed away now some 2.5 years ago, I'm going to try not to choke up, but Mrs. Judith Webb, a mother who was a very strong wife, mother, woman of God, who instilled in me values that I have endeavored to instill in my own children, of which out of all my 5, they're all grown mostly now, and we're not able to make it today. I know they'll see this video and know that I love all of them, but more than that, my mother, she was a very kind, loving, peaceful, prayerful person. She indeed was a prayer warrior among the best of what I've known. She and my father, my dad, would definitely be people I would go to even during my single digits of years when I was learning who God was in my own life. And I would ask them just to pray a little prayer that I can be a good friend to somebody, or help someone out in school or something of that nature. To you it may seem little, but for a little child it's big. And they would pray, and I would always see differences in my life. And she made things happen in a spiritual realm. She was, to me, my spiritual hero at that time throughout my life. So I dedicate this ceremony in the memory of my own mother today, Judith Webb. She spoke to me on her deathbed. She had a dream and a vision of this day. She said, I won't live to see it, but I'll be with you in spirit. She wrote a book that's available for purchase. It's online. It's entitled Expressions of Love from the Mountaintop. And she published this book shortly before she took her flight away from this earth. Expressions of love from the mountaintop. Get it, I guarantee you it'll touch your life and bless your life. But for the next few moments, if I could briefly highlight some key individuals throughout my military career who've helped me get to this point from both my enlisted time as well as officer's time, as well as my officer time. I pray that you just bear with me just for a few minutes. But I've entitled this portion, I Salute You. I salute you. During my enlisted time, there were 4 individuals who saw things in me that I didn't even know that I possessed. They have all since retired and have gone on with their lives and careers, but they've made significant impacts in my life. There's a gentleman, first of all, Master Sergeant Terrence Baker. Met him 1994. A very fast-speaking person. I would have to ask him 4 times to repeat what he said. What'd you say, sir? What'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say? But as a young A1C, he saw something in me, a push and a drive to do something in life. And for that, sir, I say, I salute you. Master Sergeant Turby Winston, a lady from the West Indies, man, a highly educated leader who took me under her wing and taught me everything the Air Force had to offer in terms of education. She said, you're going to be an officer one day, but you're going to do it to help people. I don't know if you're going to be a medic, preacher, or what, but you're not going to always be in supply. I'm going to help you. I didn't believe a word of what she said with her Jamaican accent to me. So for that, I say, I salute you, ma'am. Tech Sergeant Robert Cruz, he was a staff sergeant, a young staff when I met him. When I was in tech school in 1993 at Lowry Air Force Base, Denver, Colorado. He was what we would call in that day MTM, a military training manager. And didn't know that some almost 4 years later, I wound up working for him in the same career field, in which he was promoted to tech sergeant at Keesler Air Force Base, Biloxi, Mississippi. What a wonderful time I had. This man instilled a work ethic in me that I never thought I could have. And for that, sir, I say, I salute you. After several years of service, I decided to depart and to attend seminary and work corporately while raising my children, who were very little at the time, and rejoined the Air Force back in 2005, not knowing that it would lead up to this day. I just wanted to just be a small town pastor and serve my country, cut my hair off. You know, I had hair back then. Some of you can't believe that. I had a little flat top and a little beard. I was good to go. I would serve my duty. I would hate to shave it all off, but it was an honor to serve. And I was blessed as the years passed by. I was able to deploy a few places and on some missions I could not list. I was able to work and to serve and to fly back and forth to Iraq and to bring home hundreds and thousands of deceased members who served their country. What an honor that was as an IMA chaplain at that time, to even serve part-time in Doverport mortuary during my reserve time. But upon coming to active duty, not long after, was tasked to deploy to Al Udeid, and what a wonderful time that was. If I could have extended another 6 months, I would have. It was fun. It was a great assignment. I enjoyed it. It was very rewarding. But after departing the reserves, coming active duty and deploying, met some people in my life who deposited into my life. A chaplain who deposited into my life, Lieutenant Colonel Clyde Dyson. This gentleman stood with me as a mentor from day one up to this point. And he said, I'll always stand with you. I'll lead you. I'll pray with you. I'll help you as long as you do what's right. And so, sir, as a dear friend to both my family and me, I say, I salute you, sir. When I was blessed again to deploy, I met a gentleman who was once, at this point, he was a lieutenant colonel. Now he's chaplain colonel, Matthew Frankie, who we both know very well. Life, I trust, for many of you, it repeats itself. And for me, it repeated itself. This gentleman saw some qualities inside of me, again, I didn't know I had. He believed in me and did all he could to help me to advance, while affording me opportunities to learn how to write for both enlisted personnel as well as officers. He helped me to learn more about officership and staff work in the sandbox. What a great time I had. But during this time of serving under his leadership, he afforded me opportunities to excel and to succeed, which of 3 times I was blessed to do while in the desert. Little did I know that almost 2 years later, I'd wind up working for him at the U.S. Air Force Academy, an assignment that many seek to serve, but you must be picked to serve. He still serves as a major mentor in my life. And for that, I say, thank you, sir. I salute you. This gentleman sitting on stage as I begin to close. Chaplain Lieutenant Timothy Porter, this man, my boss, the 355th Wing Chaplain, who's not only a boss to me, but he's a pastor. I've never worked for a senior chaplain who is so full of compassion and love for mankind as both he and his wife, Pat, are. They've touched my life in ways and have spoken words of life into me when I wanted to give up, when I wanted to say, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't think I can do this. They encouraged me and stood with me and prayed with me. And look at what has happened on this day. Both he and his wife have impacted my life in ways in which I can't even speak of. It's just so much I could say about these precious people. He and I often would speak of how we both believe one of the reasons God allowed them to be sent here to DM was to help me to enter to this point of my life. I will forever be thankful to you both for being a part of my life in ministry. And I hope to continue that relationship. Colonel Scott Campbell, who many of us know, wow, what an impactful, charismatic, yet understanding leader. Not long after I came to DM, I had an appointment with him. I'm like, whoa, what'd I do? I got to go see the colonel? No, not long after coming, he greatly encouraged me one-on-one and told me, you're not giving up. Regardless of whatever setbacks you faced, I'm going to help you get promoted. I'm going to do all I can to help you. He said, I made PCS, but I'm going to help you. And he would often check in on me and ensure I remained encouraged. He told me, too, that he went through some setbacks and some hardships, but he was blessed to ascend to levels of leadership he never thought he would ascend to. What a breath of encouragement and leadership he was to both my wife and to me when I almost gave up. Colonel Campbell said these words, Webb, you're not giving up. There's too much in you, man. And for that I say, thank you, sir. I salute you. Colonel Michael Drowley, so thankful for him for his moving forward with the advisement from Colonel Campbell and Lieutenant General Kelly as they spoke up for me at ACC. I told him one-on-one, thank you for believing in me, your constant encouragement as well when we would speak. You have served as a constant source of inspiration. And he said, I will ensure we do all we can and help you. And for that, I say thank you, sir, and I salute you. Chief Shanice Johnson, Chief, as she's missed here at DM, has served as a great source of strength, encouragement, prayers, and military guidance. My goodness, she has. It would be an honor some Sundays to look up and to see her sitting in the congregation. She told me, the Air Force needs you, and you ain't going nowhere yet. There's too much in you left. You still have some assignments left. She said, I had a voice and some say in you being blessed to get a DP because you deserve it. I said, wow, thank you, Chief. Senior Master Sergeant Lorenzo Peterson, you didn't know I was going to put you in here, did you? My dear friend and brother from another mother, I'm so glad and thankful for God placing you in my life, and your love for God, your family, country, the military has inspired me to be a better leader and a better man. You're a wonderful man of God whom I greatly admire, and your strength to help the common person, those who many would overlook. I see that in you, and I so appreciate you, your pastoral heart. Thank God for you and your family, your dad, my dear friend, Bishop Lorenzo Peterson, who's a powerful man of God and a compassionate leader. Your family and siblings who love you and admire you, and most of all are proud of where you have ascended to, not only in life, but also in the kingdom of God. So I'm thankful, man, that you've journeyed here from Barksdale, and miss you here. You're missed here at DM very much. Many people speak very highly of you still. Thank you for your spiritual advisement in several matters, and you've been a blessing to me in sharing your wisdom. For that, I salute you, and I say thank you, sir. My dad, Sergeant First Class, retired. My first hero. Love this man dearly. He epitomizes compassion, strength, care, and understanding. A leader whom I've always looked up to throughout my life. A man that I watched work hard and serve his country for 41 years, to include serving in the Vietnam War, active duty, as well as civil service. You've shown me through your mentorship what a true man is, what a true man of God is, what a father is, what a grandfather is, what a leader in the military is all about. I emulate you, sir. Love you, sir, and I know you represent Mom in spirit today. And I'm more than honored that you journeyed from Virginia to be here with me today. And for that, I say thank you, sir, and I salute you. I stand on your shoulders. My wife, Janice, I must say, from when I met her, I've received encouragement as I transitioned back into the military in the process of reapplying. She kept me encouraged and was excited about the new journeys that were ahead. The times she would pray with me and the words of encouragement that she would speak over me. And she would tell me the process is long, but it's going to be worth it. Remember that? The encouragement you give me throughout the years. But during the traumatic years of our family and our life that we went through, the end of 2016, 2017, when our mother took flight, she stood by us, and you stood by me. And you were a great source of strength and encouragement when I needed it the most. As I went through transitions in the military, some rough ones, you wouldn't allow me to give up. And you loved me through it. And you told me to hang in there. It's going to change. Well, this day's come, and you're a part of this blessing. Thank you, sweetheart, and I salute you. Lastly, prayer warriors, several of you in here. I look around and I see you. I've asked to pray for me, one-on-one. This is a long journey for chaplains. We're captains for a long time. Most of you know that. Well over 10 years. That's a long time. A lot of my friends are colonels now and lieutenant colonels that I went to COT with, officer training school with. But I'm so thankful for this journey, how I've been blessed to grow. But prayer warriors, who I asked to pray with me and for me, you have done so. And results have followed. Prayers have been answered. And I'm so thankful for you praying with me and keeping me encouraged as I try to do the same for you. And I'm so very thankful for all who've come today to make this a special day that I will never forget. And I pray that I have affected your life in some way positively as we continue to serve our military, our country, and our world for many years to come. Thank you. I want to give some gifts out if I can do that. They don't know I'm giving these gifts out. Let's see. Yes. Get all of this. Where's my wife? I want to give my wife some gifts here as well as my family. Amen. This is from my wife. It's not a playing card, there's something in there, y'all, so. Give my sisters the pink and red for my two sisters. Yes. Got something nice in there. My sisters are in the medical profession, and so they are helpers of people, and they need to relax once they get home at night, just like our medical folks do. So I think these will help you all to relax. All right. I have another blue ones for you. Yes, this one here is a very patriotic gift from my dad. I hope you like that, sir, and that you cherish it for many years to come. And I also have both cards. I want to give to, you can give Sergeant Peterson, my dear friend. Got something in here, man. Token of appreciation to you, as well as to Miss Yachty Hargis. She said, I ain't coming up there. Could you get this to her? She's our boss at work. She holds it together. But she's been the brains behind the operation, her and Sergeant Mendez and others. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. And I think that's all I have. But to all of you, I love you all and so appreciative to you. And again, thank you.
Thank you, Chaplain Webb. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the singing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party.
Which way, sir? To the right. Let's eat up some food.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Please join the Air Force's newest major and his family for a reception at the back of the room.